Hi, Prof. Today I'd like to talk about our changing understanding of the project. So when we first took on the project, I realized I had a very romanticized idea of volunteering. I imagined the water to be as disgusting as the Ganges River, and I expected the people and the residents that would be helping to be like actually living in the slums of like India or something like that. Like that was the equivalent I was thinking of. But when we flew to the actual place in Chiang Mai, we realized that really wasn't the case. In fact, the water wasn't as dirty as expected, the smell wasn't as bad as expected, and the community really did look pretty decent. And this was an observation that the rest of the group shared as well. And we started questioning the idea of the project, whether or not water remediation is even necessary in the place, because we didn't think that the water was really that dirty. And this really caused us to then expand the scope of our project to start focusing on ethnographic research. Before we flew there, our idea of ethnographic research was introduced to us by Prof. Kelly. Back then, we had a basic understanding of it, but I wouldn't say we fully understood the power of it and how it could really help us in impacting the community. We really started to embrace it because the impetus was water remediation wasn't going to be a aim that was going to be easily achievable because we thought the water was already clean. But I think a turning point in that was really when Hassan went into the water to measure the depth. And as he was pedaling the kayak and the water started dripping down, and his recount of it was so disgusting. And we were like, okay, something needs to be done here. So it caused us to, once again, then reprioritize water remediation as the main goal. And that's how we started talking to the relevant profs and find the relevant solutions for that. But beyond that, but for me, experiencing the dirty water itself at the end of the project, when I actually also went into the quarry and started paddling around in the water, and I could feel the catfish bumping into the boat, and I could see the trash that was literally in the quarry itself. And I just thought to myself, was our project as effective as touted to be? Because we realized that a lot of the recounts for us was based off community's understanding of it, but we didn't have like the proper scientific data because I think back in Alan Ziegler, there was some like miscommunication, so we didn't quite get the lab results for it. But that aside, it made me start to think and understand that there's so much more to be done in the query because a little bit more context is that when you came up with the idea to pass on the project to the year twos, in my head, I was like, but we already did the remediation. Is there a need for the next group to come? But that experience really just showed me that there is so much more to the query that we do need to remediate. And the pump is just a small step. And a lot more needs to be done in terms of community effort or even looking into new technologies to really improve the query. So yeah, I just want to say that this is how our understanding of the query and how our priorities coming into the project has changed over the years. Yeah, thank you.